All right. I think we're back live now. I don't know what the hell is going on with it. Where's my shizzy? It's here. It's here. Give me a second. I will send you a link to it. And give me a second. I am so aggravated with this stuff. Here we go. Paste it there. And that's it. And of course, my audio is all funky. Of course, wouldn't you know it? And audio went crazy on it. Let's see. All right, mic in right there, and go to crazy. StreamX, there we go. And now we should have better audio than it was a minute ago. Part 2 is up, yes. I'm back up and running. Hooray! Because who in the hell knows what's going on with StreamYards, Streamlabs, whatever. But I'm not putting up with that crap. That's ridiculous. It's kicking my streams down. So if it's going to keep doing this garbage, I was wondering what happened. Yeah, I'm just going to I will probably go back to StreamYard because I need to have something that's stable. Of course, I can't say that StreamYard is going to be any more stable than Streamlabs is. So aggravating, so frustrating. So give me a second. I will make sure that we have everything back up and running. Yeah, it wasn't even an hour in and it went funky on me. No, I don't think anybody struck me. I think it just went wonky on me. So we'll see exactly what happened here. I'm gonna have to have a word with our sponsors, because it just, I mean, was it acting any fun? I mean, it did kick something off there for a second, but I never ended the stream. It just all of a sudden randomly ended, and I'm not gonna be able to tolerate that crap any much longer. I'm not going to be doing this kind of crap where I set up a stream and then it kicks me off in the middle of a stream. It's not worth that least amount of money. So I will put a hurting on them and make sure that they refund me my cash if they're going to do this, because I spent money to make sure that this was not going to give me all kinds of problems. So little bastards. Let me do this. And yeah, I'm just, it's aggravating as hell that it's kicking me in the middle of a stream after a short period of time. And of course, YouTube said that they were going to start changing some stuff up, but I don't know if this is part of it or what. But we are going to have a nice little word with our sponsors here. Oh, is that StreamYard? This is the second time, right? Yeah, this is the second time, and no, this is Streamlabs talk. And if it's doing it once and does it, first time's like, okay, I'll give you a pass, something funky happened, but whenever it does it multiple times, it's time to find a different one. I may just switch to something else. There's another one that I may try out and see if it works. But yeah, this kind of stuff is not acceptable. Second time in a week. Yeah, second time in a week is exactly right. And it looks like everything's working properly. What was I doing? Something I was going to do. I don't even remember now. So you get, this is distracting to be in the middle of a stream and everyone's just like, hey, where did Jizzy go? And you're like you look over at chat and go, well, I was here. Have problems with it too. Yeah, exactly. Lost a lot of viewers over it, Laura. That's exactly it. Man, I'm just waiting for people to come back in because, well, we were on a roll of everything that was going on, and now they're just like, okay, well, we have no idea. Okay, yeah, we'll have a nice little talk with them later this tomorrow, more than likely. I'll give them a nice little, yeah, you guys screwed my stream up, and I lost, over 200 people that were watching because your shit fucked up. Sorry, calm. Ah. Hey there. Good evening. Yeah, mods and the wonderful people in chat. Thank you, Sapphire. Good to see you. Yeah, smash that thumbs up. Caught part 2 by chance. Yeah, see, that's the most people have already gone. Like there was 3 times the amount of people in here earlier that were hanging out, chatting, having a good time, and now they're going to be like, what the hell just happened? What the hell just happened? It's gone. Ah, love it. I love it when it goes. Yeah, OBS. Yeah, it's OBS Streamlabs bullshit. So they're about to lose a damn customer. Let's put it that way. If they can't keep their crap straight, which apparently they can't seem to keep their crap straight. So if they can't get it fixed, well, I'll have no other choice but to say, hey, your stuff sucks and I'm out. And if that's how they, because the last response I got was like, oh, it's something on your end. I'm like, no, it's nothing on my end. It's something on your end because my stuff works. Because I can go on Streamlabs and I don't have this problem. I can go live anywhere, anytime and don't have this problem. But all of a sudden I'm on Streamlabs Talk or whatever, and they screw up. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. It's like they put you on a timer. Some music? Yeah, no, the music doesn't do it. It just randomly shuts the stream down and disconnects it from everything. It's no button that I hit. It's nothing. It just decides it's going to do it. When the stream ended, all I could hear in my head was, Megan, please hold music until your new live appeared. Yeah, exactly. No, you're not laid down under you. It's one of those things that I have to deal with on a regular basis with this crazy streaming stuff. But there's one I'm going to look into. I'm probably going to look into it tomorrow now that they've spurred me to do it. Because they're being pains in the butts. They were asking me to play me some music. Oh, well, while waiting. Yeah. It wasn't going to do anything. It wasn't going to do anything. That's the thing. It said, nope, we're done. They were actually asking to see the screen. And like I said, my screen was sharing, and then all of a sudden I looked over, it wasn't sharing. And of course it looked like everything else shut down too. So, yeah, like I said, if it's doing this kind of stuff on just a regular weekend, I'm not going to stick with this company because I don't have time for their bullshit. No small amount of money just because it's less money doesn't mean anything. It just means I need to raise more money throughout the week to actually afford it. I hate it. So I knew there had been times when they had attempted service on respondents. Like several times they were unsuccessful. And I had seen judges in the past trying to talk to the petitioner about the situation as far as it was like what I was going to determine if it's something they need to continue or if it was something that she was uncomfortable with dismissing. So I can tell you that it is not. Do you understand what I am saying? I do, because he or she is hard to serve. The judge would tell them that, correct? We had difficulty serving them. Do you still want to continue? Right. So for lack of better terms, it's like the juice worth the squeeze. So like, is it worth continuing to try? Or is this something that you're after time has passed or you kind of over it? So I've seen judges interact even though the respondent was not served with that kind of thing. Now what they're talking about is, oh, Shizzy, it says not to try. Got it. Evening, Coop. How you doing? Hey, D spills the tea. Good to see you. Shizzy says, not try it. Got it. Yeah. Mr. Coop. No, I'm not messing with the Streamlabs crap. If it has kicked me off twice in the past week in the middle of a stream. So imagine this, you got all these wonderful people, they're hanging out, interacting in chat, they're listening, you're talking, you're communicating, and then all of a sudden your stream shuts down, just goes blank. And they're just like, where'd he go? And the stream ends. It ends. It ended on Rumble. It ended on here. It ended everywhere. So if it's acting like that for me, with, you know, just a small amount, imagine I had, like the other night, I had close to, I think it was 800 people in chat. Okay, close to 800 people in chat. Everybody's hanging out, listening to the stream, and then the stream shut down. Yeah, right in the middle of a stream, it just went done. No more. You gotta love that. What does YouTube say? Yeah, YouTube says, oh, commented, they're sharing that. Yeah, don't know. And so that whenever this kind of crap happens, you just have to roll with it. And hopefully people are making it back in. I stay with Restream then. Anything you're looking at, I think it's EvuMax or something like that, or yeah, something like that. But no, I might go back, because I have used Restream before, but it's just as bad as Streamlabs talk as far as doing certain things. One thing that I don't like about this is there's just issues here. But hey, I'll figure it all out. I'll figure it all out eventually. I'll figure out something to do. And it's because I do have guests come on. I mean, I thought about just doing OBS, but it gets funky just trying to pull up documents like this, just OBS by itself. And I don't have a whole lot of time to just screw around with a whole bunch of software, if that makes sense. So I need something that's just I can plug and play, go. So I've seen judges interact even though the respondent was not served, that kind of thing. As far as paperwork passing, yeah, paperwork passing. I don't recall that, but I would be untruthful if I said that's never happened, because I don't know. I didn't sit through every one. I sat for the ones that, did you sit through any of the ones in case with Miss Preston or Mr. Hales, any other pre-trial or pre-hearing proceedings? No. The only one that I sat through was the very first one, and I was there for a short time because I had testimony on my schedule. So it was really just to observe for a few minutes. Mr. Shockett, this is Exhibit 1. Deucey, if you're still with us, this is the one that says Amanda Martin's posts. Here, I'll give it to the court reporter. Deucey says, well, I'd have to see it on camera, or you'll have to send me a copy by email. Mr. Shockett says, I sent you a copy before the deposition started. Check your email. You have all the exhibits for today. In fact, that's the subject line. It says exhibits for today. Deucey says, I appreciate it. I'm not sure if the witness is aware this is a lawsuit about defamation of. Mr. Shockett says, okay, it's tortious interference. Therefore, you don't begin to ask relevant questions. Mr. Shockett says, move to strike. Mr. Maskin says, I will. You're going to move to strike. Instruct the witness. Those other rights under Rule 37 that terminate we're going to move to strike deposition for being used for harassment purposes. You may proceed. Mr. Shockett says, I make a motion to strike that entire comment by Attorney Maskin. We'll bring it up with the magistrate, the judge. Interruption by reporter. Deucey says, I would like to state my objection. You may strike it after, but I will state it clearly and not speaking over anybody. May I do so now? Mr. Shockett, there's no pending question to object to, counsel. Deucey says, I have an objection to state on the record, and that is this. Rule 37 prevents a party from using depositions to harass and burn witnesses. You have not touched on anything remotely relevant to this case. I will indulge this for as long as I see fit until I determine that you are not going to ask the witness anything do with the claims in this federal action, using it for ulterior purposes, perhaps future litigation. That's an improper purpose. And Rule 37 allows a witness to terminate a deposition if they feel they're being harassed. That's all. Mr. Shaka says, and I'm going to make one or Tina's motion on the record for sanctions against Ducey for witness tampering, witness instructing through the use of improper speaking objection. And I hope it doesn't happen again. Interesting, huh? Exhibit 1 was marked for identification by Mr. Shockett. This is Exhibit 1. Do you recognize this? No. Oh, did you post it? Is this you? No. Wow, you got an imposter out there. No. I have no idea who that is in that profile picture. Well, look at the picture. Yeah. Isn't that crazy? No, we don't look alike. Okay. But read what it says. It sounds like somebody very passionate, right? Yes, and I'm very passionate, right? That's why I thought it was you. It's not me, but no. I got this on Facebook. Wow, it's not me, but kudos to her. Kudos to Amanda Martin. Yes, not me. Okay. All right. Yes, I'm very passionate. Did you exchange text with Miss Preston? It is very possible, but I cannot tell you for certain. Okay. How about, did you exchange emails with Miss Preston? Again, I do not remember. Are your emails and phone records part of the Sunshine Law? Absolutely. We could get those if they exist. Yes, absolutely should. How about text messages? Are they preserved under the Sunshine Law? You know more about that than I do. I don't know much about that other than they give you a work phone. Yes. Did you turn it back in when you left? Yes, it had to be reset and turned back in, though. That means erase. Like they made me like that was a requirement, so I had to do that. Did they make you have a backup at all? No. So if there were text messages, only Miss Preston would have them. Right. Yeah. But I don't know that there. I mean, I'm being honest, I just don't know that there were. Remember, we want the truth. So if you don't remember, then that's, yeah, I don't remember that there were one way or the other. Okay, that's fine. I mean, I would text people occasionally when I was in court or things of that nature. I try not to make it a habit to do that. I usually use the phone. All right. You said there was talk in the town about this case between Preston and Hales, right? Not in the town, no. Or you heard something and that's why you stopped in, right? You heard something in our office. In your office, did you hear about any road signs around town, around Otter Creek? No. You just heard there was a case. Yes. So was Miss Preston ever one of your people that you advocated for? She was listed victim in a case that came in the office. Yes. So again, back to Marcy's law. You can't say that. An identity of victim is protected, but we know who. I know, but let's throw it down even further. Before I do that, I'm going to ask you about Judge DeThomas's. I'm not trying to be difficult. I got you. Do you know Judge DeThomas's? I've seen him on the bench. Do I know him outside of the bench? No. You didn't know him before he became a judge here? No. Have you ever spoken with him, like off the bench? Off the bench? No. Have you ever spoken with him in his chambers? No. Have you ever been in his office? I don't even know where it's at. Well, if it's not here. Did you ever say something to somebody, pass a message to Judge DeThomas's? No, the only judge I've ever known was Judge Browning. I know, and he was a very good judge. I'm so sorry. I know you knew Judge Browning because he was from here. Yes, I know. It's terrible. So I do know Judge DeThomas's. All right. Now we're going to get into some very specific things about these people. There was a bomb scare in this building in January. Yeah, it was the same day that I come and observe that hearing. That's right. And we were all asked to leave the building because the court building had to be evacuated. Isn't that interesting? Maybe he still isn't sanctioned. Exactly, Wolf. The building had to be evacuated. Correct. You stayed a little longer than most people that were evacuated. No, I didn't. No. Okay. Did you at one point during that evacuation? I wasn't here whenever that happened. Actually, I was at my office. I was in a testimony when that came out. Where's your office? Where was your office? The other building over there? Literally right there. In the building across the parking lot right here. So it's in the next courthouse. So you have to go outside to get to your office. Yes. So do you remember that day when the building was evacuated, you walked outside to go to your office, you saw Mr. Hales in the parking lot? So I had, when the bomb threat come in, I was in my office in testimony when that happened. So yes, the only thing that brought me to this area was that the victim that was in my office had a young infant. That's okay. I want to explain this. Okay. Because I think other things have been stated that weren't necessarily true. Weren't necessarily true, but doesn't mean that they were wrong. Mm. Absolutely. Thank you, all new members. Welcome. And I'll play the song here shortly. Give me just a second. Thank you very much.
Welcome to the shit show.
Oh, yes.
Every single day.
Thank you very much, Debbie Baker, for 5 gifted memberships. Went to Kathy Stewart, Rick and Roll, Doris, Lady Thurston, Tony A. King, and Miss. Good to see you. Welcome. Ignorant Balder, Dash Baka, Alexandra Louise, living all over again. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good evening. Good evening. Thank you for gifting. Bridget, check your volume. I don't know who Bridget is, but okay. And so actually she had a young child with her. It was hot that day. It's funny how she doesn't want to give out certain information, but yet she wants to talk about a young child and a victim. It's a little weird. I asked the sheriff's deputy to let me in the perimeter, just to move her vehicle out of the perimeter, just to let them leave so she could get the baby out of the heat. All right, continue. So you were outside just for that reason? No, I was outside because they make everybody leave our building. They evacuated us too. It wasn't just y'all. Okay. That's why I was over here. Otherwise, I would have been over there because they evacuated us. That was evacuated too then, right? Yes, they evacuated all of us. Okay. But that's why I was over here. All right. When you were assisting them outside, you saw Mr. Hales. That was the very first time that I saw Mr. Hales. I had no idea who he was when I saw him. You made a rather emotional face at him. Is that fair to say? No, that's not fair to say, actually, because I actually do not even recall doing that. And I could have. Absolutely. Could I have done that when I walked into you on accident? Yes, I could have. Did I mean that I just meant to do that? No, but could I have? Absolutely. But you were in the courtroom previously. You saw Mr. Hales very briefly. I'd love for someone to get the counter on that and see how long I was there. We have the video. Okay, then how long was I there? Mr. Shockett? I don't know. I can just go back and it has a time thing, a time. Please, how long was I there? I don't know. We can go back and look. Not long enough to, when you saw Mr. Hales, then the bomb scare happened. When you went outside, yes. And you made a face at him. Okay. Any reason why? Did you have an impression of Mr. Hales at that point? No. Did you have an opinion of Mr. Hales now as you sit here? Yes. Tell us. It's okay. No. Well, you're under oath. I don't have to answer that question. That's my personal opinion. And that's what it's not. I'm asking about a question regarding this case. Ma'am, I'll be very direct with you. Mr. Hales caused a lot of turmoil in my life. He hurt me a lot. He smiles, but he hurt me a lot. It's okay. I'm not doing this. Did he start that day? I'm not. I will answer questions that are pertaining to this. Well, this case is about Mr. Hales. I'm absolutely cooperating. Yes, you are. I want to just understand so I can understand you. What did he do that makes you feel like he's hurt you in your life? Honestly, I think probably the lowest thing he could have done was read my son's father's obituary on the YouTube channel. He read your son's father's obituary on the YouTube channel. Is that obituary on the internet? It doesn't matter. Is it available on the internet? It doesn't matter, Mr. Shockett. Let's move on, please. And that hurts you deeply. Can we please move on? I'm just trying to understand. I got you. When did that happen? I just want to say, so yes, it's possible that I may have made a face of some sort. I understand. Had he read the obituary at that time already? No. So her anger towards Jeremy in this currently is because he read her son's father's obituary on the YouTube. An obituary that is available online. That's why she's angry at Mr. Hales. That's why she's angry at Jeremy, is because of that. But at this point, he had not even read that online. He hadn't done any of that. He hadn't read it online, hadn't done anything, nothing of the sort. Isn't that weird that she is upset about this? She's upset about this still. Hey, how you doing? How you doing, Just Dom? Good to see you. Welcome. So she's upset about something that Jeremy did. Petulant, childlike. Yeah, exactly. He read it after she made the face. Right. I mean, I've never seen it, and it's also a public document. See, people don't understand that this is not this. There's nothing wrong with doing that. To read somebody's obituary online. I mean, if you're not giving out personal information, all that kind of stuff, it is, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with reading court documents online, even if it upsets somebody, that's nothing wrong with it. Thank you very much, ladies. I appreciate you. So she already had an impression. She made a face at him, and this is before this even happened. Do you do anything else that offended you? Do you want to take a break? No, I'm ready to keep moving on. It seems like we're stalling. No, we're not stalling. This is not like you're asking me questions that I maybe don't see where you're going with this, because that is not your job to understand where he's going with anything. You are in a fucking deposition, lady. Your job in a deposition is not to figure anything out. Your job in a deposition is to answer the fucking questions. Yes, no, I know, I don't know. Or if you're giving an explanation, give a short explanation. Your job in a deposition is not to wonder where it's going. Obviously, you're biased against him. So is Mr. on the other guy on here, the other attorney? See, there she goes, because Deuce decided that he was going to step in there, kick a hornet's nest, and bring other people in. And instead of her answering questions in a deposition, which Deuce could have objected at any point in time, but he didn't, I get to ask the questions. Is he on here? I get to ask the questions. Is he on here? I get to ask the questions. The deponent says, Deuce, are you in there? Shockett says, don't ask anything of anybody, please. And Deuce says, yeah, I'm here. Now we're getting just please. So you just open the door to this, and now it's open. I'm not opening the door. You just did. Door's closed. Let's go. You can't do that. I just did. Are you refusing to answer the question? Okay, I'm refusing to answer the question. Are you refusing to answer the last question? I don't know. Which question was that? How can you refuse to answer a question if you don't know what it is? I'm asking you to please, let's move on. And I'm doing it very politely. And I'm asking you that I'm telling you that I get to ask the questions. I am an attorney representing my client. So don't make it's not personal. I'm trying to explore. We're here to seek the truth. Answers, it wasn't personal. Okay, so if it's not, I thought that's what I'm saying. So if it's not personal, why would it be so offensive to you? I was doing my job. I don't get to choose whose victims are, and when they come in, they're just assigned on law enforcement report. I don't choose that. Law enforcement chooses that. I just want to make that clear. He says, you've explained that, the role. I got it. That's beautiful. I don't think some people know that, right? But it is. Can you understand how when someone who is, do you understand how? So you just said most people don't understand it. So if you're defending yourself and the victim's advocate comes out and makes a face, doesn't that look like you're biased against that person and maybe pro the victim, which is fine, but against the person? At that point, it wasn't for anyone. It wasn't for anyone. Then why the face? That's what I don't understand. I mean, that's what I'm trying to explain. Like maybe I couldn't tell you. Okay. I can't go back to that day if I could. I'm so sorry, Mr. Hales, that I made that face at you. And I mean that, And the question is, I appreciate that, sure, but I want to ask you something else that you may not remember or recall. We were down that day and it was hot for we don't know, we had to come back like 1:30 or something. I don't know if you remember, we were just told to come back at 1:30. What's the name of the restaurant over there? A&A. You went to A&A. Answer, for my lunch on my lunch break. Question, that day, correct? Answer, off the record. Off the record, question, off the record. Off the clock. Yes, I understand. On my own break. I understand, everyone did. If you brought your lunch, you couldn't eat it here, right? You were told to leave the building. So did you remember seeing Mr. Hales there with Mr. Feather? I don't remember seeing Mr. Hales there actually. Do you remember seeing Mr. Feather there? I did see Mr. Feather. Do you know that? And I'll tell you, as an officer of the court, I just spoke to Mr. Feather. Do you know that Mark Feather will testify that you said to him at that lunch, your client is a piece of shit? Then Mark Feather would actually be telling a fib because that's not what I said. Oh, what did you say? You know what? It would be his word against me. Tell us what you said to Mark Feather. Why is he wrong? Shakes head. You deny you said that. Yeah, I did not say that. Those were not my words. I actually did not know who he was over here representing. I did not know that. Do you remember saying anything to Mr. Feather that day? Me and Mark had a conversation standing out by my car. It was brief. Yes, I did. So Mark is telling the truth. No, that's not what I said. But what did you say? What is your best recollection today? I don't know, and I'm not going to guess because I know better, but I know that it was not my exact words, and I know that Mark is way older than me, so I know that his memory is not as good as mine. I know for certain he did not remember the exact terminology. Is it fair to say you said something that was derogatory about Mr. Hales to Mr. Feather? No, Mr. Hales never came out of my mouth. Did you say anything to Mr. Feather about any client of his? I did not name anyone. Did you talk about a client at all to Mr. Feather that day? Again, I didn't know who he was representing. Now, Mr. Feather has been known to represent people that weren't necessarily the greatest. He is a defense attorney, and that's the capacity that I know him in, and so they take it as it comes in. Absolutely. Me and Mark have joked about that for years. Me and Mark often joked about that, specifically about one client that he represented many years ago. I think I know who you're talking about when you were in the sheriff's office, but yes, I don't want to hear about it. We're not going to talk about it. We're not discussing that. That's what I'm saying at all. Okay, I got you. I'm not going there. I'm just saying. So him and I often joked about certain things in reference to some of the clients that maybe he in the past represented. So it's your testimony that whatever you said to Mark Feather was to be taken as a joke that day. Yes, absolutely. I was joking when I said it. Okay. Yeah. I mean, anyone who knows me knows I have a very light personality. Mr. Shockett, I got you. You want to take a real break real quick? I need a quick bathroom break. And I have about 2 more documents, so you're getting there. Let's talk about it. Deuce gets in here. 26C is the rule for protective order for witness being harassed. 26C. Mr. Shockett says, we're off the record. We're taking a break. Please stop. Mr. Matskin, the witness can move for a protective order under 26C. Mr. Shockett says, hold on. Did you get that? Reporter says, I did. Yes. I'm going to go back on the record then. I'm making a second oris tenens motion for sanctions against Deuce, again, for attempting to coach the witness and give legal advice to the witness. Will move for sanctions before the magistrate. Off the record, 5 minutes recess from 11:06 to 11:09. Mr. Shockett comes back. We're back on the record. All right, we're still on that bomb scare day, okay? This is the next exhibit. And we're only about halfway through this. This is because Miss America talked with Russ the Sus outside of court, in my opinion. Well, there you go. County tends to do things backwards, don't you think? Yeah, I think they do. I think this is freaking ridiculous that you have an advocate that's coming over and talking crap about somebody's client. Has issues with them. It's ridiculous that Deuce is able to sit there and coach a witness, which she shouldn't be doing at all. She could have her own attorney. See, this is the thing. She could have her own attorney there during a deposition. Deuce isn't representing her. You have to understand the reason that Deuce is there is because this is a deposition that's been being taken to show the kind of behavior that John and Lynette have that got them into the federal case. Their behavior, the behavior of people around them, all of this information is relevant. Deuce, being the Deuce that he is coaching the witness where she could have her own attorney there, is coaching the witness on what to say. He can make an objection to the question. Of course, there was never grounds for it. Never got sanctions either for this crap. No, there was motions for sanctions on his misbehavior, but the judge never did anything. And I'm pretty certain by the time all this is said and done, that judge is probably going to be regretting his decision on not sanctioning him. The reasons that Randy's comments about sanctions don't go in was because the case was voluntarily dismissed before the sanctions request was dismissed. Incorrect. The case is still going on. You have to understand this case is still going on. The reasons for Randy's comments about the sanctions. No, this is in Fed 1 case. That case is only on stay, Robert. That's what this case is for. Sorry. This is for Fed 1, not for any other case. She was transferred to another courthouse. The reason that this was brought in was for Fed 1. And they still haven't gotten they still haven't even gotten into discovery. Think about that. Over 200 documents, almost 200 documents in that case, and they still haven't gotten to discovery in it yet. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and a lot of people don't realize that this is where the Fed, everyone's going, well, Michelle's got the bankruptcy. Yeah, Michelle's got a bankruptcy going on that's going to screw up all kinds of stuff. Because here's the thing. Whenever people were telling her you don't want to do this bankruptcy, whenever they were telling her that, oh, Debbie Baker, thank you much. Love you back. Long time. Serious. That's awesome. Debbie Baker with a $25 super chat. Thank you, love. And Debbie likes to listen and just hang back and doesn't engage with chat. We love Debbie Baker. She's a sweetheart. And here's the thing. You've got Fed 1 that's going on. Fed 1. It's on stay right now because of a bankruptcy case. Now, what will happen whenever she finishes with this bankruptcy case? Well, guess what? It doesn't take away her liability in Fed 1. Doesn't take away her liability in Fed 2. Doesn't take away her ability in any case that she brought against Jeremy after the bankruptcy case is over. bad one. The thumbnail case is going to have issues. And then we still haven't even gotten into the trespass case, which is a completely different case, which that one's on stay also. That's another one that she brought against people. You start seeing a pattern here of absolute losing. Like this is, I mean, I'm not the smartest. I will say I'm not the smartest, but if she thinks that it's going to get her out of any kind of trouble legally, it's not. It's just getting her in a deeper hole. She actually might be able to recover some of the money from the fleas, but that right there is going to be, if they haven't spent it already on everybody else, including themselves, good luck. Good luck. You're never going to see that, because we know that the flea lies. She lies like she eats chicken skins, just slurping that shit down. Just, I mean, I don't smoke. As she lights up another cigarette. I don't do drugs. Sure. Sure. If you say so. I'm just like everything else you say. Bingo. Mm-hmm. Recovering the money from the fees could have occurred without the bankruptcy if Elemental P had taken the fraud to the actual police. What fraud? You have to understand there's the fraud against her. Yes, Robert, that would be correct. She would have had to take the fraud to the police. But, the good thing is she didn't, and all that money will be recoverable in the bankruptcy case. And because if the flea hasn't turned over that money, hasn't they'll go into her bank accounts. That's going to be interesting. Whenever they really start sticking it, I mean, you have to understand the amount of that's going to be hitting. And I'm pretty sure that she's going to be really interested in how fast all that comes down on her. And, there is another hearing that's going to be coming up. What is that? The 10th of February? There'll be another creditors hearing. Do you think Fleece will show up to that one again? Saying, I'm a creditor. Well, you'll have until April to turn that information in. And they might say, well, if you're saying that you're a potential creditor, we'll just have to see. What do you have that makes you a potential creditor? If you're thinking you have any claim to any money, you might want to get that stuff in as quickly as possible. Because if not, well, they'll find out anyway. Yep. And the money from the fleas could go to the other creditors instead of Elemental P because of the bankruptcy. Exactly. Well, and then of course, Elemental P has to look at the issue of, well, shit, her and Stark's estate are going to be sanctioned. So after the bankruptcy, after the creditors and all that stuff has been cleared out, everything's been sold off, guess what? She'll be hit with more sanctions. And guess what? That stays with you until that's paid off. And amazing enough, you won't be able to file Chapter 7 bankruptcy in that. Why? Well, because you can only file Chapter 7 bankruptcy so many times within a certain period of time. And, well, you'll fall outside of that time, long time after. So, yeah, you're looking at a lot of stuff. The antis are trying to outdo Laura Owens with 14 felony indictments from a civil case. Yeah, well, she's got more going on than that. Oh, she's looking at some federal time here pretty soon. I mean, the 14 felonies, Roy, is nothing compared to the shit that she's going to get into for lying on her bankruptcy documents. Oh my. That's like lying to federal court. Ooh. Ask what happens. Hey, if you really want to find out what happens in a bankruptcy, why don't you go ask Chips what happens in a bankruptcy whenever you lie? and you sell your stocks while you're in the middle of a bankruptcy. Hmm. Yeah. Why don't you go check that out and go find out what happened? Yeah, we know about that. Yeah, I've looked into that one. That was pretty interesting case there, Chips. Yeah, what was that? 2014 that you did that shit? Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I know that I don't talk about on here. But you want to dig into it, it's there for the lookings. Cheers. Oh no, that's why I keep thinking, Judge Tobias, stop what he went on from the very beginning instead of letting LP get away with what she did. He emboldened her to carry on. Exactly. Making heart-shaped squares. Oh yeah. This is the next exhibit. This is a petition by affidavit for order to show cause for a violation of temporary judgment of injunction for protection against, it doesn't say, it's probably domestic violence, and it was filed that same day. No, I'm sorry, I take that back. It was filed December 6th, so it wasn't that day. Did you know there was a hearing on December 6th in this case? She says, I couldn't tell you. I have no idea. This was a long time ago in my world. Mr. Shockett says, well, let me show you this exhibit. Exhibit 2 is marked for identification by Mr. Shockett. Why don't you read it and see if it refreshes any of your recollection you may have? So this would have been a hearing before the bomb scare hearing. She says, okay, what's the question about? Did you read that exhibit? That's exhibit number 2. Did you read it? What I can read of it, I'm having a hard time reading it. Take your time. It's not that long, but go ahead. Okay. Did you have any knowledge of that document or the events there? She says, I do not. Okay, I'll show you our last exhibit. Can I back up for just a second? Of course. Was there any involvement in any kind of criminal allegations, maybe a sworn complaint that came into the office? Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. I'm trying to remember. It's just like I vaguely remember. Exactly. That was the day that you have to remember I had a lot of cases, and I got you. I just remember vaguely that, but it's not, I don't remember any details about it. So no guessing. Yeah. That's what I'm telling you. I don't remember any details. I just vaguely remember something about the filming, but that's all I remember. Okay. Do you have a vague recollection of the events that are listed on exhibit number 2? She says, I have a vague memory of there being a criminal allegation of like a violation of protective order sent in as a sworn complaint, but I don't know what the outcome was or anything like that. All right. I don't remember any of that. Mr. Shockett. Good. Let's see if you know about this then. This is the last exhibit, exhibit 3. It's an order directing preservation of evidence. Take a look at that. Exhibit 3 was marked for identification. Do says, I do not have the exhibits in an email. Mr. Shockett says, well, I'll see if they're in my sandbox. Deuce says, you emailed it to me because I don't have the email of the exhibits. Shockett says, they were emailed to you. I got a copy of it. I will look at it right now and get a copy of it. Deponent says, what's the question in reference to this? Says, well, let me just 1 second. I'm sorry, Mr. Mankins. There's a bad signal here. We got on the Wi-Fi. It just sent to you. It was hanging in there because my phone was not on the internet. Sorry, you got them now. Mr. Shockett says, do you have any knowledge about this exhibit number 3? Says, no, this looks like it's a family court related. No, this is, okay. Let me show you exhibit number 2 again so you know why. Here's exhibit number 2. Yeah, right. I read that. Look at the date and time. Do you know how someone can make a complaint like this in this building? How they can go about, yes, doing this. Do you know? Yes. How do they in this building? They would go upstairs and grab one of these forms and fill it out at the counter and give it to nice little clerk ladies. And look what time that was stamped on that day. December 6th, 1520. What time? 3:20. 3:20 p.m. 3:20. And the order is filed 4:10 the same day. Correct. Do you have any knowledge about that? See where it says this cause? Here's why I ask. I don't work at the clerk's office. Here's why I know, but here's why I ask, because it's very cloudy. It's very not clear at all. This cause, having come before the court subsequent to hearing in the above style case and being informed that there may be evidentiary value in preserving the video footage. Do you have any role in informing the judge about this? No. So I can tell you, based on my experience with the restraining orders, just like my knowledge when I was at the sheriff's office, I occasionally helped. I'm asking what you know about here. Oh, then no. But I appreciate you telling us that. No. Yeah. The answer to your question is I have no idea. I know what you're going to say. It gets brought to the judge, but it would be sent electronically typically, but no idea. Okay. All right. I had no involvement in that. That's why I wanted to ask you. Okay. Now I'm going to wrap it up with something that's not particularly pleasant, but it's part of life. Do you know that your son had what's called an incident with Mr. Hales at the barbecues in Chiefland? Do I know they had an incident? Yeah. I know that it was alleged. Knew that it was alleged. When you say it, what do you mean it? I'm not answering those questions. You just open the door. So are you? No, I answered one of your questions. When you say it, what is it? I'm not answering questions reference to my son. Are you refusing to answer the question? Yes, sir. Will you certify the question? Mr. Shockett, did you see Mr. Hales at Walmart on February 18th at around 4:45 p.m.? I have seen. You do know there's cameras at Walmart. Yeah, I don't care. I have no problem telling you that. I have seen Mr. Were you at the Walmart? Oh, I have no idea what day it was, but I have seen Mr. Hales at Walmart one time. One time. Yes, February 18th. If I tell you is, I don't remember when it was at 4:45 p.m. I don't know what time it was. I know I've seen Mr. Hales one time. It was coming out of the entrance exit, not the food door, but the other door, not the grocery section, not the grocery section, but the other section. He was exiting. I was entering. And when I went in and got dog food, and you can look that up on your security cameras, and when I got dog food, I could see that. I left. Were you by yourself? I was by myself. Did you drive there by yourself? I drove there myself. You should see that on your security cameras. I didn't see the parking lot. That's the same day as the incident you just described between your son and Mr. Hales. Did you drive your son to the parking lot that day at Walmart? Did I drive my son to the Walmart parking lot? Yeah, or Walmart at all? No. Does your son drive a car by himself? Yes. Okay. I don't know. My kids have cars, but some kids don't. I got it. Okay. Do you know that a process server tried to serve your son with a subpoena at your house? My husband told me that. Right. Where your son is living now? I don't know. When is the last time you had contact with your son? Christmas. Is there a problem? Is everything okay? What do you mean? I just think the average person would think when you don't talk to a child, there's something. He's an adult. I understand. Okay. So you haven't talked to your son, talk to him since Christmas. Yeah. I mean, he's an adult. Okay. Do you know where he works? I have no idea. All right. Do you know that? I don't know where he does work. I have no idea. Do you know that Mr. Hales filed a criminal complaint against your son for battery? I'm aware of that. I had no involvement in that. I understand. Well, do you know that complaint was assigned to, I think, the Fifth Circuit by Brian Kramer's office? Yes, I know it was assigned to a different circuit. I'll call it Fifth. Yeah, I just don't know a different circuit. I had no involvement in anything to do with that. Okay. Were you ever contacted by anyone about that? Not that I recall. Okay. Do you know Michelle Barr? Yeah, she was my supervisor. That was your supervisor. Yeah, well, she was one of my supervisors. One of them retired. Michelle took it over. By the time of this incident last year in February, Michelle Barr was your supervisor. Right. I don't remember. I don't feel like she was, but I don't remember. Maybe. If you don't remember, that's the answer. And this is really the last line of questioning. I get it. I already don't like it, but we have to ask. You're no longer working as a victim's advocate here. Answer, correct. Did you resign? Answer, I did. Question, can you tell us why? Answer, yeah. So I have a problem. I have no problem telling you that there was a funding issue. The VOCA grant had been cut substantially throughout the state. They removed the advocate from Levy County. So we don't have a victim advocate from here. So they moved to the Gainesville office, and Levy County was my heart. Understood. And it was very hard and difficult decision. it was distance then. No, it wasn't necessarily as much distance as it was a multitude of things. It was distance. Levy County is my heart. And I've been doing it a long time. No matter what people have said or thought about me, I generally do have passion to help victims. It's not an easy job. I've been in some cases that are emotionally very hard, and it takes a toll on someone. And so it was time for something different. You mentioned passions and things like that. Do you ever recommend attorneys to victims? No, that's it. What's wrong? It would be super rare for me to do that. Did you ever recommend to Miss Preston that she hired Joshua Silverman? Sir, no. Do you know that she did hire Joshua Silverman? I did hear that, but I don't know Josh well enough to even refer him to. Do you know that there were some donors who gave Miss Preston money to hire Mr. Silverman? I couldn't tell you. Okay, it wasn't me. Do you know there were people who wrote letters to complain about you, about the way you were? The way you were, I don't know what to call it. I guess the way you were handling your role as victim advocate in the Hales matter. You mean after they were misinformed? I don't know what they were informed at all. I just have a couple of letters. Yeah. So you do know about it. I know about one. Did Miss Barr ever talk to you about it? About a letter? Yes. No. Question. So how do you know about this letter? A, somebody laid it on my desk. Question. Someone laid it on your desk? An anonymous person just put it on your desk? Answer. Yeah, it came through like a fax machine or something. I don't remember how it came through, but it laid on my desk. Question. Did it say, and I'll just read it, I am writing to express my deep concern and outrage regarding the behavior of Levy County, Florida victims advocate Amanda Martin. It has come to my attention that Ms. Martin has used her position to aid and abet Lynette Preston in abusing the court system and has even gone so far as to send her son Steve Cunningham to physically assault victims who she is supposed to be helping. This kind of behavior is completely unacceptable and going against the very principles of justice and support the victims' advocates are meant to uphold. It is shocking and deeply disturbing to think that someone in such a position of trust and authority would misuse their power in this way. I urge you to launch a thorough investigation into these allegations and take swift and decisive action against Ms. Martin and any other who may be involved. Victims deserve to have advocates who will truly support and protect them and not betray them for their own personal gain. Thank you for this. Is that the letter? Answer. It's similar. I don't remember if it was word for word. It was signed. Who was it signed by? I'm not being told who signed it. I don't know. I was going to ask you. Who signed it? Do you know? Do you remember? I don't remember. It was like some weird name. I don't remember who it was, but yeah. But it came in a fax. Yeah, I assumed it was a fax. So I can get that through the Sunshine Act. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I have no idea. I don't know where it come from. I just know it was on my desk one day. As part of being a victim advocate, if someone has an order of protection in favor and they are now living here, is that person who is supposed to stay away from that person is also here. They make a complaint that this protective order, although not from Florida, has been violated. Would that then be reason for you to be victim's advocate for that person who files a criminal complaint that they had been a victim? Answer. I don't think I'm following you. I'm sorry. Question. Let's just make it simple. Mr. Hales, do you know Mr. Hales has an order of protection, protective order, in his benefit against Miss Preston, Mr. Cook? She says, I'm aware of that. Now, question. Now, Bruce objects. Objection. The entire question is completely unrelated to the current lawsuit. Mr. Shockett, will you at some point be questioning her about the claims in the federal lawsuit, or would you subpoena her? Mr. Shockett, I'm asking the questions, counsel. You can do what you want. Deuce says, okay, but I'm going to move to terminate the deposition of Rule 26C, requiring you obtain an order to continue the deposition and also enabling the court to consider whether to grant the witness a protective order for your misuse of discovery. Question her about unrelated things that have nothing to do with this case. Mr. Shockett responds, we'll be happy to go up to the magistrate. This is not the time or place for you to do that. Deuce says, but I'm not going to waste the rest of my day listening to this nonsense. And so what I think I'll do is log off at this point. Jockett says, you're waiving your right to cross. Deuce says, as long as the witness is aware under 26C, she can terminate the deposition and put the onus on you to go to court. Then I'd be happy to leave it to her to decide in her discretion how to handle being harassed and burdened the way you are. Jockett says, this is now a third motion for sanctions for coaching a witness who the attorney does not even represent, actually giving legal advice to a witness in a deposition. Deuce says, I was talking to you. I was talking to you. Jockett says, you were talking to me and you're using this for harassment. It's unrelated to the claims in this case. I'm not going to waste my time. I can't. I don't represent the witness, Randy. I can't bring a motion under 26C or terminate the deposition because I don't represent her. If she had counsel, they could do so, or she could do so on her own. That said, I think I'll log off. Let the record show that Attorney Maskin and Mr. Cook are no longer. Mr. Jockett says, Attorney Maskin, are you waiving your right to cross? Deuce says, thank you very much. Are you waiving your right to cross? Let the record reflect there was no answer to that question. Well, you let me know when it's my turn. Email me, or Mr. Jockett says, it's about to be your turn shortly. That's why I'm saying, would you like, I've asked you all along how long you're going to be. Now you're going to tell me how long. Long? You said very short. How long? I told you that this is almost the last question. Deuce says, now I'll stay. Now I'll stay. You'll stay. Okay. All right. Good. Do you hold any hard feelings about being removed, resigning towards Mr. Hales? No, that had nothing to do with Mr. Hales. See, as you can see, we haven't made discovery on these cases. No, there hasn't been discovery on Fed 1, Fed 2. It's been requested. See, that's the thing. There was a whole list, Kathleen. There was a whole list of discovery questions that were put out there and things that were supposed to be turned over. In the middle of those in Fed 1, those documents being turned over, which they kept on delaying, is whenever they filed for the bankruptcy. She was actually supposed to be there in court, and she filed the bankruptcy. Yeah, supposed to be in multiple different cases, but that's what she did. And then, of course, they screwed this out. And this helps LP how? It doesn't. That's what I'm saying, is none of this helps LP. The questions that Jockett is asking about this is about the behavior of Michelle Preston, the way that she behaved and the way that people enabled her to behave the same damn way. How does it tie into this case? At this point, she was subpoenaed. It doesn't matter what he pulls up. He is looking for something. I don't know what it is. It could be that she has information on this. It could have things to do with Thomas's and his behavior. I don't know what the question is. And I'm sure that that's what's pissing Bruce off, is because he doesn't understand Jockett's reasoning. But you're not supposed to understand the reasoning for doing it. You're just supposed to be able to ask questions and let them answer questions and let it go whichever way it may go. But of course, Deuce got all butthurt over it. He F's her over. Yeah, Ma. Deuce completely screwed Lynette over. Like in probably one of the worst ways, in my opinion, that an attorney could. The way that I've seen it, now it could be totally wrong, is he used it to raise money to get more recognition for himself out there. I don't know. I mean, isn't he like some media expert? He was going to boost my channel if I talked about his mac and cheese case. Well, I talked about your mac and cheese case, and nobody seemed really fucking interested. It seemed pretty lame. Interesting. Seemed like it was a pretty dumb little thing. Lynette screwed Lynette over. Absolutely. In more ways than one. If she could have just behaved, she probably would have done much better. I have no hard feelings towards Mr. Hales or either of the parties. Like, I have nothing. Now, on that line, then do you have any feelings about Miss Preston either way? She says, no, I have, that is sincere. I generally am very neutral about this whole thing. Question, do you know that Jeremy Hales was assigned to you as a victim advocate, as a victim for you to advocate for? Dude says, didn't you say no further questions? Mr. Shockett, we're following up on her answer. The deponent, am I allowed to? By Mr. Shockett, yes, go ahead. I was going to say, I believe that happened after this had happened. And I think they had moved it away from me. So I wasn't allowed to, it was like a conflict. Oh, and someone moved it away from you? Yes, I don't think I was. I think there was a conflict because of the Hales, and I can't say that because I don't want to guess, but I'm going to go off what I remember. If you ever heard Miss Preston say anything derogatory about Mr. Hales, derogatory, yeah. I mean, other than the allegations of what she's alleging in the complaints that I had in the office, no. Do you know that she took the Fifth Amendment many times in her deposition? No, I don't know anything about that. Do you know she dismissed her case? No. Mr. Cook jumps in and says, I thought this was the last question. Mr. Shockett says, oh, did we just hear Mr. Cook? That's really interesting. I'd like to instruct him to please. Deuce jumps in there. What are you talking about? That is interesting. You knew he was present the whole time. It was not on mute. Give me a break. Mr. Shockett says, Mr. Cook, please mute your microphone. And we're trying to get to the end here. Mr. Maskin will probably ask you some questions. Deuce says, you said no more questions. Now we're going on a whole nother line of questioning. Mr. Shockett says again, let the record reflect that I've been interrupted since the court reporter instructed. Deuce jumps in and interrupts yet again. I was about to log off because you used discovery for harassment. Then you said it was the last question, relying on that. I agreed to stay on, and now you're saying 5 minutes later, down another line of questioning. I'm asking you again, how long before it's cross-examination time? You impatient little shit. What, your 15 minutes isn't up where you gotta hit the bong again? I'm asking you again, how long before it's cross-examination time? Mr. Shockett says, so I have no further questions. Deuce says, he says, Deuce, would you like to answer, cross-examine the witness? He says, thank you. Says my Mr. Ducey here. Good morning, Miss Martin. Good morning. Were you served with a subpoena for today's deposition? Yes. Where were you served? Were you served at home? Says, I was subserved. My husband was served. At home? Yes. It was like, answer the door. Here you go. Yes. Or he could have been standing outside. I'm not sure. I just know I was subserved. I'm here. I understand. Did it have a check accompanying it for witness fee? I believe so. Do you know the amount? So I only know this because the process server then had to come back to my home, which I thought was very odd. I think originally it was like 5, then maybe it was 30. He came back and brought another 35. In other words, a second visit from a process server on a separate day just to deliver a second check? That's correct. How far did you travel today? Like 20 minutes. Miles? 20 miles. 20? Yeah, approximately. Did you subpoena have a check for mileage accompanied? No, it was just like I said, it was a $5 check originally that he came back and said again, it was not me. This is the third party through my husband. He said he gave us the wrong check and it should have been a $35 check. Understood. I have no further money or check or mileage. No, and I'm not cashing that. Mr. Shockett says, you're not cashing it? She says, no. Deuce says, do you have any knowledge about road signs, handwritten signs, calling Mr. Hales a child artist? To be very honest, only through some of this, the YouTubes that have been sent to me since all of this. I love it, the YouTubes. All of this, I didn't know anything about any of that when this was going on. So just since that. And the question is, since then, what compromises your knowledge about this topic? Is it just seeing YouTube videos? She says, that's it. He says, on your own, or you say that people send them to you? Answer, yeah, I do not go and look at that. Question, who do you receive YouTube like links from that prompt you to watch something? She says, I could not tell you by name. I mean, I just have some very bored friends in life that's just what they do. Interesting. Okay, I see. They thought you might be interested in it. And so they'll send it along to, particularly in connection with this whole, what the hell's bad neighborhood thing. Answer, I call it a saga, but yes. Say it again. You call it? I call it a saga. So you don't have any knowledge that the signs, other than what you just described from just watching some video clips onto YouTube's. Yeah, and very, very minimal at that. I don't have any knowledge of any signs. Question, do you have any knowledge of any defamatory statements that Lynette made about Jeremy Hales? She says, no, the only thing that I'm aware of are things that would have involved in a criminal allegation that we received in a criminal complaint in the state's attorney's office. And I don't know that you would call them. He says, that's what resulted in your being assigned as the victim's advocate. Answer is yes. And again, I will state this. I do not pick who the victim is. So on and so forth. It just comes to me. Question, understood. Do you have any knowledge or information pertaining to Michelle Pressner, John Cook interfering with Jeremy Hales' business? She says no. Question, do you have any knowledge or information pertaining to Michelle Pressner, John Cook contacted enemy of Jeremy Hales' customers or companies with whom he does business? Answer, no. Did Michelle Preston ever say to you in your discussions, during your time as her victim advocate, that she had any plans to interfere with Jeremy Hill's business? Answer, can you reword that? I honestly don't know what that is a question I can answer just because I would not repeat anything that a victim would have disclosed to me. That's interesting. That's interesting. Did Michelle ever say to you in your discussions, during your time as her victim advocate, that she had any plans to interfere with Jeremy Hales' business? But her answer is interesting. What is that? It says, at this time, BB was the opposing attorney to Randy, representing the other side of the case. Amanda Martmas was a witness being deposed. That is correct. Before I fall asleep, I put this in Tug's comments. I don't know if he will get it. I don't know either. I hope he does, but I'm not Tug. He's much better looking than me. He has that mask. Me, I mask off. It's awful. Okay. So he says, her answer is, during your time as her victim advocate, that she had any plans to interfere with Jeremy Hales' business. And then her response, which is really interesting, she says, can you reword that? I honestly don't know that that is a question I can answer just because I would not repeat anything that a victim would have disclosed to me. Huh. That's interesting. You could get a mask and impersonate Tug. Well, anybody could get a mask and impersonate Tug, but why would I do that? He's got such a smooth, silky voice. This is odd right here. You reword that? I honestly don't know. That's a question I can answer just because I can't repeat anything a victim would have disclosed to her. So if Lynette, and this, she could have easily said, I don't know. But that's not what she said. If she would have said, I don't know, that would have been an interesting answer. Oh, because she may know. She may know something, which is, she may know something that was told to her. For criminal cases, not civil. But it would be criminal if it was say for example, if he had broken a temporary restraining order, that would be criminal. But victim advocate, I believe, can handle both civil and criminal, but they tend to go for criminal. And basically what she explains a victim's advocate does is basically keeps them informed of whenever their court cases are, when court hearings are. But yeah, civil, probably not. I mean, unless she was a victim of like domestic abuse, because AM wasn't his client. Surely he should have stayed silent, but until it's time to ask questions. Yeah. Does anyone think that David is part of the game of fraud? I mean, maybe he was drawn by the fleas to say he donated the fleas, promised him a kickback. Maybe they didn't pay him. I don't know. Charlotte, I don't know. Fair enough. Okay. But you don't have any personal knowledge of Michelle or John Cook interfering with Jeremy Hill's business. And Mr. Shock, an objection to form. She says, no, I do not. Mr. Maskin says, let me rephrase. Do you have any knowledge or information pertaining to any issue of Michelle or John Cook interfering with Jeremy Hill's business? Mr. Shock says, objection to form, calls for legal conclusion. Also a compound question. You can answer. Says, yeah, I think you just answered one very similar or asked one similar to that, but no, I do not have any knowledge of that. And by Mr. Mackin says, okay, did you know when you were subpoenaed for today what topics you'd be questioned about? She says, no. Did you give it any thought? She says, nope. Did you have any knowledge of the actual claims that exist in the lawsuit, which is captioned on the subpoena you received? Answer, I actually do not know what the claims are. I did not read it. Do says, I have no further questions. Thank you. Shoggoth says, I have a couple of follow-ups to that. Redirect examination is, do you know that Ms. Preston said we need to expose Mr. Hales? He needs to go under. Answer, I don't remember her saying that. Where would she have said that? Like on a, I'll have to show it to you. Like on an injunction. Would you like me to show it to you? You want me to show it to you? Would you like me to show it to you? No, because I don't want to see it. I don't remember nothing. I don't remember nothing. Well, of course you don't remember nothing. You always remember something. Do you know that Mr. Preston also said, Miss Preston said, I want to see Mr. Hales off YouTube permanently? Says, no, again, I don't recall any of that, seen any of that. I would not repeat things like that were said to me, even if I did. Okay, that was the same answer you just gave, Mr. Mance. Okay. Did you tell the truth today? Says, I told you everything that I remember, and anything I did say was the truth. Question, every question that you answered was understood. Answer, yes. All right. Thank you for coming. We can go off the record, or do you want to stay on the record about her right to read or waive? Deponent, I would request to read, please. Deposition concluded 11:39, and then she signs off on it. There you go. But I think there's more. I just want to see what it's usually definitions or something. It's just a statement by that. She signed off on it. And then basically it just has words, how they used them. So like there's really only about 68 pages out of 97. The rest of it's just, like maybe 70 pages. The last 20 are nothing major. All right. So what we're going to do, because everybody's been telling me about this, we're going to go and look and see what actually happened with Tug. Because I'm interested in seeing this. Now that you guys got me all interested in it, I'm curious what exactly happened with Tug here. We'll go and check. Let's see. We'll go and I'm going to close this. Just delete that off of there for right now. Let me find the Tug here. And let's see. Yes, it was alive. And there we go. Let's see. You say 1 hour. Let's see, 23, 1 hour. And it was 35 minutes. 1 hour, 35 minutes. 14, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20, 22, 3, 5, 32, 33, 34, 35, and 14. And let's see. 56 seconds. And yeah, we'll just pull that up from there because Tug's good people. And I apologize, Tug, if I haven't asked you ahead of time, but this is sort of in the moment, and I do apologize. But if you want to see this whole thing for yourself, I'm pretty sure that Tug puts together a great stream. So I would always recommend going and checking this all out because those are always fun. And Let's see. We'll share it with the audio here. Here we go. Let's see exactly what happened here. Good old Tug.
Should not be public. Sad you took it over. Flutter's post that has no names that she also removed as asked. Oh, well, it's already been public quite a bit. And here is that Diana that posted. She also posted something, but she's blocked too.
Well, yeah. Well, and that's Tug's been covering this part of it for quite a bit. He's right. Anti-Hales, those people will block people. Like they went into to Lip's channel and they blocked everybody. They just went through and just like, they're all trolls, block. Just imagine somebody that's trying to grow their channel and then you come in and block. As a mod, you come in and block everyone on their channel. How shitty is that? Like, oh, she's trying to keep her sub count down. You know, Lips, you might want to reach out to the flea and say, you ever do that shit again and go in there and unblock those people, because you have to remember those people that got blocked were subs and they probably unsubbed from you after that happened because they didn't like it. Ooh. Good job. Good job, Flea. Way to piss on Lips's lips.
Only certain people. Again, this is a customer that spent in one shot $134. How many other customers are out there that have spent just gobs and gobs of money that have also ended up on the block list? You know?
Lips keeps all her comments turned off anyway. Well, apparently they were in chat. I mean, those people got blocked. So who knows?
David Rickard is sending me
here we go. Here's where we get to the meat of it. All right, let's hear what happened.
Cease and desist. Are you fucking kidding me, dude?
Oh.
100%. I am implying you are complicit in fraud. I'll tell you what, David. Again, you have allowed people that have scammed $56,000 out of you to go on without challenging them. But you want to challenge me. That is fucked up. That is beyond fucked up. This dude, nothing. We'll see. We'll see. I'll see exactly what's there. I'll read through your stuff. But you want to challenge me with stuff? My God. This dude, man. This dude, again, doesn't have the balls to stand up when these people, they defraud him and publicly comes forward and says that he has audited these people.
Yep.
And now, though, I don't want you to talk about me anymore. Well, fucker, then stand up for yourself. You also made it a public thing.
Woo,
you made it public, not me, man.
Damn. That's right, Tug. Lay into this fucker. That's beautiful. Oh, I love it when Tug brings down the hammer. Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, he's right, though. He's right. You listen to that again, exactly what he says. Yeah, because Tug is so spot on with this shit. I mean, oh my God.
I don't want you to talk about me anymore. Well, fucker, then stand up for yourself. You also made it a public thing. You made it public, not me, man.
David, you fucked up. Yeah, you made it. Yeah. That's not angry Tug. That's Tug telling it like it is. And I mean, I've never seen Tug really angry. I've never seen Tug really angry. But I can imagine Tug is not very vocal whenever he gets angry. But I think that you would know. And that just and the reason I say that, you have to understand, is Tug is a father, okay? And whenever you have a father and they have little ones that will do everything within their power to piss you off, you learn to not show that pissed off part of you. You don't let that anger show, because you don't behave that way towards children. You don't show anger towards them, because they're just kids. They don't understand that whole concept. But what you do is you bottle that up and you get very controlled and very stern with them. And I can say this from having a father that acted a lot like Tug does, where you would never know that he was angry with you. He would be more, you would get more of the, I'm disappointed that you behave this way, but you never got the anger. You didn't get the anger is the kind of anger that you see Lynette, which is like on fucking 20 all the damn time on her anger level. On a scale of 1 to 10, she sets it like 30 constantly. But Tug is just serious Tug here. Like this is the kind of, this is where you listen to what he has to say and you mind your shit kind of words coming out of his mouth.
You did. You brought up $56,000, which again, you yourself said that you had audited and it was all good to go. You know how many people that could have caused to freaking get, I swear. You know, these people asked him for a statement about this fraudulent bullshit. They did. They asked him for his help. And you know what? They got silence.
Yep.
They got absolute nothing.
That's right.
It's amazing to me. It is. It is amazing to me.
Oof.
A full retraction. Fuck yourself. How's that? You go to court with me. Like I said, that will allow me to pull up every bit of finance that you have put into the ecosystem. That will also allow me to talk about the emails and everything else. Sue me.
It doesn't matter if it was sent from a lawyer. Here's the thing. A cease and desist in an email does not mean anything. It doesn't mean shit. A cease in general just says, stop doing whatever it is that you're doing. That's all a cease and desist does.
At Sir Frank Otter has become a member.
Hey, Sir Frank Otter, good to see you.
Good and being good.
18 months.
And remember, we are stuck on this planet with each other.
Exactly.
Uncle Pappy.
Uncle Pappy, good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you. Yeah, exactly. There's a reason why we are on this planet all together, brother. But Tug is, you know, there's a certain line that this fucker crossed. Whenever you pull this kind of shit, whenever you're sitting there making public donations, it becomes a public fundraiser. It's not a private fundraiser. Private fundraiser is completely different. They did all of this publicly and then trying to say that it's private. Big difference. I thought only Dave was British. How can he sue Tug? What court? Oh, he could stir shit up in the UK, but that doesn't matter because you'd have to get him over in the UK. If Dave the donor doesn't like it, fuck him. 10 ways to Sunday, twice on Monday, because no, that's not how it works. There's certain processes you have to go through, and I guarantee you do not want to go to battle with Tug. Although they think that it's you know, if I tell them to stop and cease and desist, and I write this wonderful thing that they'll stop. No, that's not how it works.
Sue me. You like to flash money and tell people that you're going to come after them. It's funny. He will not sue the people that defrauded him, though.
Exactly.
He won't do anything about it. Isn't that amazing? These people screamed about him for months.
Yeah. They talk shit about him, too.
What a piece of shit, dude. I mean, these people, like they grow backbone when they want to play like they're the man out there. But what's the real problem? The $56,000 that again got removed. I thought you were in it to help out a little kid, man.
Yeah, that's what he thought.
That person asked you for some kind of statement that would help out.
There you go,
happened?
Maud.
Nothing.
That's right.
Absolutely nothing.
Damn.
That's crazy. You don't think that you coming forward and saying that everything was hunky-dory, that they didn't defraud anybody, you don't think that that caused more problems?
Oh, yeah.
You don't think that that led more people to be defrauded potentially? It amazes me, man. These people, again, they won't stand up to the people that actually fucked them over.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
It's wild.
Damn.
It is wild. A whole lot of nothing. But at least you know they're listening. You know?
Yeah, apparently.
It makes them mad. Again, $56,000. That is life-changing amounts of money.
Shit. Somebody sent me $56,000. I guarantee you there's a lot of shit that gets changed on my end. Lynette was and is a patsy for these people. Yeah, she's a grift train for them. She's money in the bank for other people and not helping her out one damn bit. Not one damn bit. Jeremy wants a big piece of only me after this. Oh, I bet he does, Wolfgang. I would bet he's going to get a piece of that too. If that fucker keeps up with his bullshit, he would have been better just to shut the fuck up. But oh no. Oh,
that is so wild, man.
Hell yeah, Tug.
But won't do anything about it. You know what that would do? Actually, it would be good because then we would get to break down all kinds of finances.
Oh yeah, I want to see that.
I will definitely talk to an attorney about that because, like I said, you yourself made the statements about $56,000 being defrauded. You made plenty of statements about that. I myself brought it up only for you to attack me months later because you said, actually, it was all a lie. You hadn't been defrauded. In fact, after I questioned your buddy, Stupid Dave, after I decided to question his loyalty because he didn't stand up for you, suddenly you were out there saying, I'm no fraud. Everything was good to go. You changed that line, though, just mere weeks later. After these people, they spit on you publicly again. Damn. Multiple times. They stream about what kind of piece of shit you are, what kind of garbage you are. And you can't grow the fucking balls to do anything about that. Paper tigers, man.
Oh,
you know,
damn.
It just shows. It shows. Like these people, they never stop. They don't. They
don't.
They will never defend themselves against the true problem. He allowed these people to continue.
No, here's the thing. It's not about them shutting the fuck up. That's the beauty of it. It's not about them being quiet. But the thing is what they're doing. And this is something that we've talked about here. Everything points. Every single pointer that you could have is glowing in fucking neon around these assholes of bad behavior, like really, really bad shit. Using a child to raise money. Using an elderly person to raise money. Think about that. I mean, how would you guys? And I mean this in a hypothetical way. How would you feel? Think about this. If I was let's find somebody that's old and stupid. use Ray for example. Say for example, I was to run a fundraiser for Bone Crusher. You know, and we'll just make something up here. Well, to get him a new RV. Say, you know, I'm going to do a fundraiser to raise, you know, thousands of dollars for, Bone Crusher needs a new RV so he can go visit Lynette, the love of his life. And he's really missing that Iowa, corn-fed Fred kind of attitude. And let's raise some money. Don't donate it to him. He doesn't handle the money because he doesn't know how to do it. I need you guys to send it to me, and send it to me in care of stupid Ray, gay Ray, whatever you want to call it, just as long as it has Ray in there, and you just send it to me. Here's, I'll just start throwing my Venmo out there and all of the PayPals and all of this shit. You send it to me. I'll take care of all of it. And then whenever you've donated, $100,000, we get that big 56K push right there from somebody. Then I turn around and I say, well, I don't think that Ray's responsible, but I got him a hot water heater or two, maybe a couple toilets. I'll get him a fence, but I don't actually get the shit that they asked for. And I want to do a memorial for Ray's wife, and we're going to put it up somewhere that a flower garden that she passed by a couple of times. That's where we're going to put the memorial. Send me more money. Send me more money. And they do this for months and months and months and months, and they go on to a year, and then they push more and more and more. And I keep raising this money for it. And at some point in time, we got Mama Bear Lay that says, hey, I'm curious what happened with the $10,000 that I sent in for this. And what do? I ghost her email, I block her email, and then I turn around and I shut. And whenever she starts asking questions in chat, I turn off her chat. I tell my mods, make sure that you ban her, and don't let her messages come through. How in the fuck does it look for me as a human being to do some shit like that? But these are the same people that will continue to support them and continue to do this kind of shit. Isn't that the case with all of them? They all need to shut the fuck up. That's the bad part about it. It's like, no, let them keep talking, because they just keep burying that fucking, they just keep digging that hole deeper and deeper and deeper every single time that they pull their bullshit. Because what they backtrack about today, they'll change that story and they'll backtrack on something else again tomorrow. See, right now they're going through this influx, and I've seen this before, because, like I said, whenever I first started YouTube, I got involved with people that were probably just about as shitty as these people are, just as shitty as the fucking fleas, just as crappy as the little mod group over there. I got involved with people like that, and I didn't know it at the time. I was just like, I'm getting a little bit of platform. I got people watching my channel. Come to find out, the only reason that they were watching my channel is because I could actually carry on a fucking conversation. These people, they were watching other people's streams while they were streaming, and they would pull shady shit and all kinds of just most screwed up shit you possibly could. And of course, they would have to throw God in there and all this kind of stuff. And once someone explained to me, they said, because my channel hit a certain point, it plateaued, and that was it. They were just like, do you realize that these people are hurting your channel, that they are destroying your channel? Like, you're never going to grow. You're never going to go anywhere further than this unless you back away from these people. I said, what? I mean, I understand there's a whole bunch of, YouTube quabbling going on, but I'm not any part of that. And they said, but you are implicated in their bad behavior because you continue to platform them. You continue to show what you continue to be on stream with them. And once I realized that I needed to get away from these kind of people. Stars Banana went for $94, is going back up again next week. Oh man, she's going to destroy me. She is going to destroy me, disabled. Yeah, she is going to totally destroy me. And Megan, she's just going to keep raising it. I love it. I love it. That is so beautiful. No, I mean that, and that's the beauty of it. Seeing this kind of behavior, and I've seen this before. Tug has seen this before. Megan has seen this kind of crap before. They've been involved with these shitheads like Volpe. They've been involved with these kind of people. They've seen the kind of crap that people pull on the internet. Me, I'm new to this stuff. So whenever I see it, I'm just like, what the hell? How did I get mixed up with this bullshit? Then you start understanding. Once you start understanding their bullshit, you go, oh, these are actually really bad fucking people. Well, they took that grift to a whole new fucking level. They took this shit to a whole new level where they caused even more problems with other people. And once you get away from it, once you can step back and realize, this is a bad group of fucking people. The best part about it is the people that I see out here. I see people like Tug, Megan. I don't always agree with what Tug and Megan do or say. Same way with J Hip. Same way with Georgie. Same way with Fleesa. I don't agree with any of these people on every single thing. But whenever I see people like Fleesa do bad shit, it's just like, oh man, that's bad. And if I don't talk about it or call it out or see that, Welsh Lady Reed says, I've been involved in stuff before I moved from that. Best thing I did. Exactly, Welsh. Welsh knows exactly what I'm talking about. She's been involved in that stuff before, but removed from that. Best thing you did. Exactly. That is the best thing. I mean, it's like this whole weight lifts off you. This little inside quibbling where, you've got this little group of people over here like a bunch of fucking high school students just twittering about how they're going to fuck with people. Once I got away from that, it was just like, well, what do you know? What do you know? Well, I don't know shit. You step away from it and you go, so beautiful. It's such a beautiful place to be. I can sit there and understand why Tug has such a small circle. Why he says, I don't trust anybody because I've been burned before and I'm not going to do it again. And then I met you. Well, I don't know if I'm much better than anybody else. I don't know if I'm better than anybody else. Tired. It's getting late, disabled, tell you. It's getting late. Just done watching What the Hell's Auction. I'm sure it was glorious. That's awesome that Star went for another 94. I mean, like I said, I want to see Stars go for more than mine. That just excites me. That makes me so happy. Damn, Tug laying it down like he should. Let's see if he talks about the same more.
You have the ability to stop them right now.
Yeah.
When did I write you, David?
True. Oh, it's been like 6 months. 6 months?
I wrote you 11/2, and I asked you for, quote, write a clear, concise statement for LP with numbers. One for the police. She needs it, and we'll get it to her. That's because I was talking to her, David. That's a promise to her and the authorities. It would help her expose the $50,000 kept from you and by those that walked all over your name. And it's not just for you. It's for all the others. They threaten, trash, doxed, and they're afraid to stand up. You could be their voice.
Damn,
I'll add
Dave.
records and other items that she hasn't given to the police and they need to see. Otherwise, the same type of BS may continue. More people may be targeted, more elderly, indigent people that cannot afford this. I know for a fact that people took loans, which we just heard from one, took $1,000 for a memorial bench that could not afford it.
D spills the tea. If you haven't seen that, all you have to do is just go and watch D spills the tea. It has the person right there explaining exactly what happened in all of this. Imagine there are people, and see, this is what they don't understand. Whenever Tug is talking to them in private and saying, listen, I can get you, all I need is this, and this from you. If you want to see your money that you're spending go somewhere and do something like it was supposed to do, this is what you have to do. I'm not giving you any advice, but I've got the power within my grasp to be able to help you. And then you do some shit like that, where you're just like, nope, I'm just gonna say, fuck that. 86, 43. I think I bypassed it. 135. I hit a button and that screwed me all up.
Statement for LP with numbers, one for the police. She needs it, and we'll get it to her. That's because I was talking to her, David. That's a promise to her and the authorities. It would help her expose the $50,000 kept from you and by those that walked all over your name. And it's not just for you. It's for all the others. They threaten, trash, doxed, and they're afraid to stand up. You could be their voice.
Yep.
I'll add records and other items that she hasn't given to the police and they need to see. Otherwise, the same type of BS may continue. More people may be targeted, more elderly, indigent people that cannot afford this. I know for a fact that people took loans, which we just heard from one, took $1,000 for a memorial bench
not Tina,
that could not afford it.
Whoever the lady was very, very vocal about, I took out a loan so I could donate to this. Imagine, disabled Dahlia, imagine this. Imagine you take out a loan to send some money to donate to something that you think is going to it's something that you want because you couldn't do it for your own child. And then have somebody say, "Oh, I'm just going to kick you from chat. Anybody that disagrees with me, I'm going to kick you out of here. I'm going to destroy you." Link for D spills the tea for that particular stream. Give me a second. I can pull it up for you. And if not, one of my mods can. D spills the tea. Here we go. Give me just a second and I can get that for you. It is this one right here. Copy link address. Nope, that is not it. Videos. It is this one right here. Copy link address, and there you go. Thank you very much. That is it. So yeah, it's the same one right there. As you'll see, it should be the same one. That is where the link takes you to. Oh, thank you very much, Chris. I appreciate you. May like it other day. Feel for him. Maybe Welsh lady could give a little more insight on that particular thing, because how difficult would it be for you if say you had about $20 million, Welsh lady, 20 million euros. Say you had 20 million euros because you're rolling in the dough to come after Tug. To go and sue him. Do you think you would? If you were in this guy's position, how difficult would it be with the laws in the UK come after Tug? Ooh, 27 in Murfreesboro. Ooh, damn! I haven't been to Murfreesboro in a while. I haven't been to Murfreesboro. I actually have a buddy that's there. Yeah, I need to reach out to him at some point in time. Good guy. Yeah, D did a great job on that stream on that video. And they were really pissed off. You could tell that the fleas were pissed off about that. Why would they be so pissed off about it? Oh, they changed that's not a woman. I mean, that was a woman. No, we don't know who donated. There was nobody that donated that much money. But I can tell you that they got the voice wrong. Because that was a woman. Because the money was donated. And they know it was.
People on fixed incomes that thought they were helping. Those people need help, real help. You could have been that real help. But you've been silent for months. Done nothing for them.
Oh.
That money hasn't moved, man. Memorial has not moved. Nothing. The police asked for statements from you. They asked you to make a statement. Take it up. Ask Sissy to make that for you.
No, you have to understand, Stephen, and you know, no shade on the person that borrowed money to donate. You know, what they did is they saw something that they thought was going to be something that they would have wanted to do for their child. Listen to the conversation with D spills the tea. They got suckered on that. They got suckered in so bad on that, and they thought that they were doing something to help out a family in remembrance. You have to understand that this person just lost their child. They just lost their child, and they wanted to do something for a family that they probably wish somebody would have done for them. It's not stupid. It's just they got suckered in on it, man, and it sucks. You know, and I don't have to agree with these people or anything like that, but they got suckered in on this shit. And, you know, it's just, yeah, big time suckered. Now, I know you're not trying to throw shade on them, Stephen. Yeah, a little transference of grief. I understand. I'm not trying to be mean to you, brother. I'm not trying to be mean to you. It's just, you know, it just, because I've got a good friend here on the tubes that went through a major loss of their loved one. And it is, you know, they reached out and they said, you know, it's people like you and a few other people that really, you know, kept me out of the funk that I was in, and really the YouTube kept them out of the funk. And they, you know, good fucking people all the way around. And, you know, you don't realize the impact that we, you know, talking about, you know, even little old me, have on other people out there. And, you know, we do realize this. A lot of people don't understand this, that, you know, my
At Southern
talking
Red
about
Sox
things.
Girl has become a member.
Oh,
Been
sweetheart.
around for a lot longer than 5 months.
Yes, you
Closer
have,
to 2
Southern Red
years.
Sox Girl.
Keep up
Yeah,
the great coverage.
it has been. It has been a long time, Red Sox Girl. It has been. I love it. And no, Red Sox Girl has been, yeah, it's been pretty damn close to 2 years. And you know, it's funny because my wife is also a Red Sox fan. But you know, we've given like entertainment and joy, and you know, all the wonderful people out here in chat that donated to the birdhouse. You know, it's like that gave me great pleasure, you know, putting that out there, and of course, whenever you think about this, whenever Jeremy's sitting there going, oh, and Shizzy donated this thing to it, man, that was you guys, chat. That was you that donated to put that birdhouse out there. Because that's what I used it on. I sat down and wrote down how much all that was raised, and that's what it went to. And I didn't go anywhere beyond that because I said I wasn't going to. That's what that money went for. It went for the birdhouse. And of course, the polls showed up tonight. I saw that today. It was like, oh, the polls here. I was like, well, use it for something else. But, I still like the idea that they put it on a 4-foot post. But yeah, I was late getting there. I didn't know it was going to be late getting there. I thought it was going to, that's pretty late. But all the money that you guys sent into me, whenever I said, this is what I'm going to do with it, that's what I did with it. I initially wanted to do a big bird bath that was a nut. The only problem is getting that was not going to work. I tried everywhere. I reached out to everyone. Couldn't find it. It was it and then the places that did find it, they're like, yeah, that's going to be, that's, one place told me it was $50 shipping. I was like, there's no way that you can do this for $50 shipping. That thing weighed 300 and some odd pounds. It weighed almost as much as Stupid Dave. I think it weighed less than Stupid Dave. You try to move that ass somewhere cross country.
I heard you come in with it. I got a kid handwriting real quick. Ask Sissy to make it for you real quick.
Let's see. See if he says any more.
No, you haven't.
Oh, wait. He's responding.
LP herself.
Here we go.
Look, David, I wrote you.
Here we go.
I'm asking you for a formal police statement. One, denoting the fraud that you yourself reported online. Fraud you seem okay with. Fraud you seem okay. Just pretending didn't exist.
Uh-huh.
It boggles my mind. How you haven't made a police report about this.
Uh-huh.
Of this subject, as LP herself requested it.
Yep.
And you remember saying you had Lisa's finances audited?
Mm-hmm.
1 second, I'm writing something. You recall that going on for weeks before you reversed that?
Mm-hmm.
You don't think that hurts people? You don't think that did damage?
Oof.
I swear, man, these people.
That's right, Tog. You tell this fucker.
It's so weird, man. Like I said, they'll threaten the people. God, if I stole $56,000 from a person, oh my God, I cannot wait. You serve me with something. You get a lawyer and you serve me with it internationally, because that's what it's going to do. You're going to try to do something internationally about something that you yourself reported. You self-reported being ripped off for tens of thousands of dollars that have not moved for, what's it been? 15 months? Is that correct?
Yeah.
I need to look at my list again. I can't remember
It's been a while.
the Barndo date right off of my head, but I think it's been 15 months now. You haven't done anything with it, man. Again, 11:02, I wrote and asked for a police statement
Nothing.
for you to give to LP. And I know it didn't happen because I was in communication with her. Levy County wanted it.
It was. That's what we've heard.
But you ghost because it doesn't matter. That part doesn't matter at all. It's just amazing to me.
Damn right, Tug.
It's crazy though. Like I said, you're okay with that. You came forward though, and you told everyone publicly that you had people audit Lisa Lee's books. You said that, and then you changed your story weeks afterwards because they treated you like shit still. I know, because you wanted to make a big deal out of me calling you.
Right.
What was it? I can't remember. Clown, pathetic. I don't remember which one. I don't remember what the word was, but you stuck to that. But again, you stick to things like that, but you will not go after the people that robbed you, that took money from someone you said you were there to help. You could fix this problem. You could stop them from stealing from anybody else.
Yep.
Your story out there did harm I very much think, because they used it as a talking point. So were you involved in taking money from people? No. But were you involved in telling people that they didn't take money? Yes, you definitely did. You just had them treat you like shit, and you did an about face afterwards. It amazes me.
Oh, it should.
How much money did you spend, David? 200,000?
That's right, Heather May. It only me is proof that all the money in the world does not make a happy person. He could do so much good with all his millions. Instead, he uses it to revenge the wrong. He reserves. He believes that Jeremy did. Exactly. And you know, here's the thing. Jeremy has said before, he goes, yeah, I'm not a perfect person. I've done things that I'm not proud of. I've said things that I'm not proud of, but he owns up to them. These fuckers, no, they do not. Coward is the word. Yeah. Who really is Dave the Donor? Well, who really is Dave the Donor? Well, we understand that Dave the Donor is a, from what I understand, I could be completely wrong on this, but Dave the Donor looks like he is a entrepreneur that sold a internet company for millions, like in the hundreds of millions. And he's got quite a bit of cash to toss around. He's more afraid of police looking at his records. I wonder why. Yeah, could be. That might be what it is. That might be why he's wanting to get a cease and desist. Look at my records. Might find out the kind of garbage that he's been up to. Good thought on that, man, Marsh. That's a big curious question. What kind of shit did he get himself into? That could go much deeper. I guess we'll find out if he actually does come after Tug.
$1,000 on these people. I swear, these people, man, they are crazy though. They are nothing but crazy. Also, David, you can't serve me a cease and desist. You are a foreign national.
Ooh.
I'm in the U.S. You can't write me yourself and serve me a cease and desist.
Oh.
If you want to get a legal representative to serve me up a cease and desist, cool. We'll go that way.
Yeah.
But you yourself, that piece of paper means nothing.
Oof.
It has no legal authority to it whatsoever. But what it does say to me is that you will threaten me in ways that you won't threaten people who stole from you. That's crazy to me, man. That is. I will I will trim off all the email
I
stuff in
gotcha.
that though, and I will. I guess I will show that next week because I'm sure this will turn into an interesting back and forth.
Oh yeah.
That's really funny there. I mean,
Oof.
again, one thing I do like about that is that at least when the Fats want to bring this person up, they'll start bringing up their buddy David, whom they stole all that money from.
Yeah, that's true. Well, we'll end that right there because if you want to watch the rest of that, go check it out on Tugs because he's got a lot more on that. But that wasn't all that he covered. He has so much more. It is glorious. Tug was on fire. Well, he usually is. That's why I keep a nice fire extinguisher handy just to put him out whenever he gets lit like that. Because he was not going to put up with that stuff. Jurisdiction and the fact that his record probably would come out in any discovery process. Exactly. He sues Tug. The media will have it everywhere. He might not want the attention since he's telling Tug to shut up. That could be it. That could be it. That's a very, very big deal, Rackle. That could be a big reason why he's telling Tug, stop. Don't talk about this. Don't say anything about this. That would be too much. That'd be too much. God. Oh, well, there's a saying that my friends attributed to me because whenever we were in a nice little studio recording, whenever I say in a studio recording, I'm talking about we had a practice space and an 4-track. It was a 4-track recorder. No joke. We're working on this album. It's going to be a hit. No, not really. We knew it wasn't going to be a hit, but there was clubs that were like, do you have like a recording of your song? So we sat down and we were working on a recording, and it was our bass player liked to tickle his strings. He could never play. I was playing drums at the time, and we got the tracks down. We got the first few tracks down, and we were trying to get the bass to sound good in this, and the bass player, we just couldn't get him to do what he was supposed to. And after like 4 tries on this one song, I was like, fuck it, it'll all come out in the mix. And which it did. We ended up fixing the bass line in it, and he came back in and we recorded his bass line over until we got it right. But that was something that they would continue to attribute to me, because I was just like, I'm just ready to move on. I'm ready to let's move on to the next song, because I've played this one fucking 10 times already and my arms are getting tired. And it was a very hardcore punk song, so it was really fast, and I'm getting exhausted after. And it's a 3-minute song, but you do it 10 times, and that's like 30 minutes of like really fast drumming. And I was just like, it'll all come out in the mix. Let's move on to the next one. And that's sort of the way that I look at this. It's just they continue to message back and forth. You should watch the rest later. Oh, is there more? Well, I'll watch it later on tonight. I'll watch it later on tonight. I do know that we're hitting that 2-hour mark, which means I've been going for 3 hours now. 3 hours. Crazy. I wasn't expecting to go for 3 hours tonight at all. I was just going to do a nice 2-hour stream, read some deposition stuff. But man, that's crazy. Got a question: is motives, or is he a provocateur? I don't see. That's the thing. Whenever you're dealing with shady fuckers like this, I don't have a whole lot of trust in what they're saying. That's just me. I closed myself off quite a bit. There's a few people. There's a few people that I invite onto streams. There's a few people that I communicate with. Just because I know the insanity and the crazy and all this stuff that happens. I have Venomous that reaches out to me all the time. It's like, hey, have you seen this? And can you check this out and look at this? And I'm like, look at that. I mean, I have like a very small circle of people Debbie Baker received a gifted membership from Debbie Baker. Thank you so much, Debbie Baker. Is my head starting to hurt? I hope not. No, my head's not hurting, but it is getting late, and I think it's time to end for tonight. Maybe tomorrow we'll get into one of the other transcripts, because like I said, I haven't read through some of these, but some of those answers that I'm seeing in here, it's just like going back and looking at the at Lynette's deposition. You go back and you watch that deposition, you start picking things out that you weren't catching before, and you're just like, that's interesting. Think about it. We saw the deposition. We watched the deposition where John Cook admits that they put those signs, that they wrote those signs, and they posted those signs out there. See, those are things that I miss on the first go around. I'm like, holy crap, they're admitting to it. On the 23rd, they have to go to court for that restraining order. How do you think that that's going to work out for them? I mean, you can sit there and think, oh, well, no, the bullshit that they've done, the bullshit that the Fleas have done, the kind of crap that they've been pulling, thinking that it's okay. Oh my gosh. At 8 EST tomorrow, Wolfgang. That is awesome. So Wolfgang is telling me tomorrow at 8 p.m. At 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow, there's going to be some talk music, and there's going to be some talk with music and in chat. So that's going to be something you want to definitely go check that out if you absolutely positively can. That's going to be good. Was it Joe Bonamassa? I know that he just released a new album. Joe Bonamassa just released an album. It's supposed to be pretty good from what I hear. But everybody, do have a wonderful evening. I don't know if anybody else is on right now. I can look and see. Close all tabs. I can look and see if anybody else is streaming tonight. I sent you guys over to see Camelot the other night. He was doing a vacation stream. So he actually, it looks like got Baker and Camelot. Traveling Fools is on. And let's just see who I can send you guys to. We'll see what's going on. Manage videos. Where do you guys want to end up? Well, I'll figure that out whenever I get there. Let's see. And oh, damn it. You have to go back because YouTube changed something where they made it hard to forward you guys in the middle of a stream to somebody else. And we're going to redirect you guys over. Let's see. Oh, well, Camel is still doing a vacation show. Looks like Traveling Fools is doing late night trivia. Got Melissa Jane doing words on stream, and Broken Baker is doing the late night pie club. Well, I think I'm going to send you guys over to the Broken Baker. Go give him a little bit of love. Send him some. You want to see Traveling Fools? Well, just do a Google search for Sugar Lime Blue, and that will give it to you. But I'm going to send you guys over to go see Broken Baker. Show him some love. Let him know that Shizzy sent you, and that we understand that he doesn't want to give up Greenland. So it's not his fault. We don't hold him accountable, but send him some love anyway. I'm going to send you guys over there. Show a little bit of love to that guy. Everyone. Oh, wait, before I go, got to hit this. Here we go. Give me a second.
I think this should be in Welsh Lady Reed's voice. My red dragon, any Welsh says. Sorry, Shizzy. Sorry I was late and not quite with it. Great to see you all.
Oh, thank you, Welsh. I appreciate you for the $5 super tip. That is wonderful. I love the Welsh lady. I should probably get her voice on here at some point in time, except I only have so much space. I'll have to talk with them. I think if they do more, they'll give me more voices or something. I'll figure it out. But yeah, there you go. Maybe not. I appreciate that. That's a Sugar Lime Blues right there. If you haven't checked that out, it's definitely some really good stuff. Really good people there. And show them a little bit of love. Everyone, I'm going to call it a night. And it's going to be another Monday. Another Monday will be coming up, and I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for being here. See you again very soon. Peace, y'all. Oh, yeah.
Thought I was done, bless your heart, but I'm still living rent-free, it's a work of art. Call me daddy, call me Papa Nut, call me the GOAT. You're paddling upstream while I'm running this boat. You say, I don't care, yet you're glued to the screen. Bathe in my glow, you're so unclean. Your shade like a breeze, it's barely a draft. I'm the Picasso of roasting your ass. You say you're over me, oh how cute, but here I am, still the star of your loop. You're my biggest fans, don't even deny. So grab some popcorn when daddy goes live, 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 live. Call me daddy, daddy, daddy. Yeah, shout it loud. You're a mental midget while I stand proud. Papa Nut, Shizzy, daddy, headline act. Your background noise and it's just a fact. Call me daddy, daddy. Let's face the score. You hate that you love me, but you keep wanting more. You're like a dog chasing cars, you don't know why. You don't know why. But here you are barking while I touch the sky. While I touch the sky. Your comments are gold, such comedy gold. Who hurt you? Oh wait, it's me, I'm told. You're keeping tabs like an unpaid intern while I'm cashing checks. When will you learn? Your timeline's a shrine to every move I make. I'd say thanks, but you're a nasty skank. Oh, Shizzy's washed up. Yeah, sure, Jan, yet here I am, the centerpiece of your plan. You hate, watch my stream every damn night. That's why, kiddos, I'm still shining bright. Call me daddy, daddy, daddy. Send in your bread, I'm living rent-free in your effing head. Papa Nut, Shizzy, daddy on your brain. I'm your mental landlord, you wanna complain. Call me daddy, daddy. Let's keep it real. You hate that I'm winning, but you love how it feels. Sorry that I break your streak. You tried to ignore me for like half a week, but daddy's too spicy, you can't look away. I'm the train wreck you need every single day. So while you're out there rich, you're trying to chase cloud, I'm here sipping coffee watching you freak out. You're irrelevant, wow, what a take. Now go rewatch my vids and I count how much I make. Call me daddy, yeah, own it now. I'm rent free your brain and you don't know how. Papa Nut, Shizzy, daddy, let's set the bar. I'm bigger than life, you're a burned out star. Call me daddy, embrace your role, cause I'm the main character. You're just a troll. So here's your bedtime story, kids, sweet and snug. Shizzy daddy's forever if you're stuck in the mud. Let's say goodnight to Papa Nut, your mental king. Oh wait, you will see me tomorrow, same obsession, same thing. Call me daddy, daddy, daddy. Yeah, own it now. I'm rent free your brain and you don't know how. Papa Nut, Shizzy, daddy, let's set the bar. I'm bigger than life, you're a burned out star. Call me daddy, daddy. Embrace your role, cause I'm the main character. You're just an old raggedy ass burned out troll. So that's your bedtime story, kids tucked in sweet and snug. Shizzy daddy's forever, you lose and you're stuck in the mud. Now say goodnight to Papa Nut, your mental king. Oh wait, you will see me tomorrow, same obsession, same effing thing.